everyone, welcome to another edition of Toddster's Magical Mystery Review. I'm your host Toddster, and today we're going to take a look at this wonderful documentary here, the Beatles' first US visit. Yes, came out in 1991, directed by the Maysles Brothers and made by, released through Apple and MPI. It's a very fascinating documentary, and how this came about is pretty interesting. The day that the Beatles came to New York, February 7th, 1964, Granada Television phones the Maysles Brothers, who Albert and David Maysles, who were accomplished documentary filmmakers at this time. And they were asked to do a documentary on the Beatles, and they say sure, yeah, and what they came out is a pretty, very intimidating, yet very close access type documentary here. And so it begins. The Beatles arriving at JFK Airport and being greeted by hordes of fans and being making the rounds with the press, and then we get to see them chilling at the Plaza Hotel, where they keep calling, making phone calls to Murray Decay, the self-proclaimed fifth Beatle, or John would say Whacker Decay. And also we get to see a few performances from the Ed Sullivan Show. And we get to see them relaxing afterwards at the Peppermint Lounge. With Ringo dances with the girls and all that. And and then we see them take a train to Washington for their first American concert. They're sort of like cut loose during that train ride, and can you imagine what it'd be like if you were on the train with the Beatles? I mean, that was, oh my god. And then of course we get to see a few performances from the Washington Coliseum concert, and then it ends with Miami Beach, where we see them sort of like packing up their stuff, when they leave to London, and we also see their second and third appearances on the Ed Sullivan. Well, the second one was being filmed in Miami Beach, and this is a very, oh my god, what to say about it? I mean, it's well. First of all, I need to tell you about my favorite clips. Like I always do in these little movie reviews. I guess the train ride in Washington, and the way they pack up in Miami. As I said, it's pretty amusing bits. Even the bit where Paul and George try to zip up one of their suitcases, and all that. Shows them how human they are, as we all are, so to speak. But it's very amazing, if you look at it. It's amazing how similar this is to A Hard Day's Night, which they would make a month later. I mean, this is like the real life Hard Day's Night. But and the bonus stuff here is pretty awesome as well. The commentary and we see more of the outtakes. But yet, I wish, my only wish of this release is that they could have put in the full, original edit that was made for Granada. And also put in the whole concert, the whole Washington concert in its entirety, And it's just amazing how the Maysles Brothers, you know, would go on to do. You know, they would they would go on to do "Gimme Shelter" with the Stones at Altamont. And if you think about the whole '60s music revolution, you know, the Maysles Brothers was there in the beginning and at the end. You know, beginning with the Beatles in America, and the end with the Stones at Altamont. You know, it's pretty, wow, it's very, well, just what I say, wow. So yeah, oh yeah, and my rating, I'm gonna give this 4.5 Beatles out of 5. Yes, 4.5 Beatles for the first US visit. Yes, so my name is Toddster, and you just watched another Magical Mystery review, and we'll see you next time. Until then, toodaloo.